So Stephen A. Smith finally got called out on his BS guy. Stephen A. Smith got put into his place. Stephen A. Smith got called out by LeBron James himself. LeBron James sounded off on these analysts, these top analysts who sit there, judge these players, and call out these players who have been destroying basketball. Stephen A. knows he's the face of this, and this is why he takes these attacks personal, even when these guys don't even say his name. But we all know the real Stephen A. Smith. Remember how Stephen A. Smith used to slander Kyrie Irving?
I would never give him a long-term contract again. He cannot be trusted.
I'm going to be calm when I say this, Key. We are witnessing one of the most delusional athletes in American history. He's lost.
Do you think that Kyrie is worth all of this drama?
No, he's not. He's not worth it at all. A matter of fact, let me say this straight up and down. I think Kyrie Irving should retire. I think he should announce his retirement today.
The video you're about to watch on the Self-Talk's YouTube channel is for fair use purposes.
What part of that has to do with the NBA analysts just covering basketball? Because Kyrie Irving's stats at that time did not deserve Stephen A. going on his live platform saying that he deserves to retire. And that was just all because of personal issues, which Stephen A. Smith admitted years later, but we already knew at that time that it was personal. On live television, with #1 shows, these are the guys that cover sports. NBA, this is the product, right? Time and time again, we see these guys constantly just slandering these athletes on a much personal level. And that's why LeBron James called out Stephen A. Smith saying this.
I don't know, why do you want to be the face of a league when all the people that that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody? I mean, that responsibility, it's just weird. It's weird energy from the people that I don't know. But Channing, he said it. He said it perfectly. Couldn't have said it no better. But
nostalgia is killing the NBA. The 90s basketball, Michael Jordan and Kobe, was not as clean as y'all think it was. Y'all forget that Jordan left the league for 2 years. Y'all forget that Kobe, rest in peace, quit on his team in the playoffs and did not shoot the basketball. So all this Kobe, Jordan, oh, he's not this, he's not that. That is propaganda. Every great player, whether that's Ant, Wemby, Bron, Steph, this, that. They compare him to a month 40 years ago. The rules weren't even the same. You're not really watching help side defense. Who's doing this? What is this rule? What is that rule? You're not watching. Nobody celebrates these new people. So why the would anybody want to be the face of this league where you're going to get shit on every network for not being somebody from 40 years ago? It's ridiculous. It is unfair. Bron is one of the greatest players ever to play. Stephen Curry is one of the greatest players ever to play. Giannis is one of the great. Jokic. And you know what we do? We talk about Michael Jordan. All this superstar era is over. The card cap called a second apron, it's over. Teams are going to take over.
So we all know Stephen A. Smith did his typical WWE promo. He went on ESPN First Take, and this is what Stephen A. Smith said.
You know something? I was looking forward to today. And you know why I was looking forward to today? Because Steph Curry last night. Did you see that performance? You see those threes? It was 12 of them last night, ladies and gentlemen, in Orlando. The baby face assassin, the greatest shooter God has ever created, put on an absolute show, 56 points. We were supposed to be celebrating that. That's what we were going to lead the show with.
Until LeBron James opened his mouth and said some stuff that, quite frankly, I didn't like. Oh, I can't wait to start today's show with that. Wendy's in the house, along with a special guest that you're about to see in a second. First Take's in the house. Let's roll.
So when Stephen A. Smith did that, he just proved LeBron James' point. Because Stephen A., they could have spent that segment talking about Curry. But no, they wanted to spend that entire segment talking about LeBron James' comments, right? And Stephen A. knows he tried to do the manipulation tactic by saying, oh, Steph Curry just went off of 56 and we were going to spend the entire segment talking about that, but no, we got to spend time talking about what LeBron James said. Actually, no, you didn't. You didn't have to spend time talking about that, because what LeBron had talked about has been a conversation for quite some time now, and Gilbert Arenas has been the main guy putting that conversation in the forefront, saying that, yo, you guys are destroying the NBA and allowing these hockey players to come on ESPN and talk about our product. Meanwhile, basketball players, we don't do that. We're not the guys that's going around talking about the product of the NFL or hockey or whatever else is going on in any other sport. So why are y'all allowing these guys to come on the #1 show that Stephen A. Smith brags about, #1 for 12 years? Why are you allowing these guys to come on y'all show to down talk our product?
Not one basketball player talked about hockey views. We don't give a we don't give a about what y'all doing down there. Football, y'all have Pro Bowl. We don't talk about y'all Pro Bowl problem that y'all had. Now y'all playing flag football. We just watch the entertainment. But you had a competing problem also. But now y'all want to come on the NBA scene and then tell us why our product is bad.
So Gilbert Arenas finally sat down with Stephen A. Smith live on ESPN First Take. Let's check out that clip.
Mr. Arenas.
Was he wrong?
He was wrong. He was wrong about some things, yes.
See, I'm from the era where when you introduced a superstar or the stars of the league, it was all positive. I'm 42, right? When you think about 92 Olympics, when you think about the 92 Olympics, you think about fine wine. It's like the 92.
Okay.
When you think about the 2024 Olympics, it's like mums, right? It makes your stomach hurt. That's how it's been. That's how it's been pushed to us. So when you think about the Magic, the Jordan, the Hakeem, the Drexler, the Shaquille O'Neal, you pushed their greatness. You didn't talk about the negative parts of their game to tell them why they're not #1. So when you talk about, is it wrong or you're doing something wrong with LeBron being #2? No. But you're telling him he's #2 because of these flaws. You don't need
I'm telling him he's #2 because he ain't Michael Jordan.
That's fine.
That's all.
Just he's not Michael Jordan, but he's LeBron James.
Right.
So treat him like he's LeBron James.
Which is why he's
right?
#2
Why
all time.
You can't be the juror and the judge. You can't make the rules of Michael Jordan's 6 rings, because when Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan, he didn't have 6 rings yet, right? That's what he finished with. But when he was idolized, he only had 1 or 2. So what's happening is you're looking at the resume that you guys put out there, and you're saying, okay, you need 6 rings, right? You got to get the 6 rings. Okay, I got to get the 6 rings. Now I need to make a decision to go here and get these rings because I can't get it here. So now they're sacrificing individual awards to get these rings. Then you say, well, you don't have the individual awards. You can't get no scoring titles. He has 10. He has 10 scoring titles. You can't do that. So he gets penalized there because he doesn't have these accolades. Then what ends up happening is if you have a player that's saying, okay, let me get these scoring titles, you're like, oh, you're selfish. Yeah, you're selfish, yeah. Man, that's pointless stats, meaningless stats. So there's this game that's being played here, that's being created. Then you're judging them off the creation that you created. That's the problem, that you're putting these rules out, and then when they're trying to get to it, you use this and say, you got a little dirt on your game, and you can't be the Messiah. Yeah,
Okay,
no.
okay.